In the previous videos, we built the foundation of our AI application. First, we built a simple AI application where the user sends a message, that message goes to the LLM, and the LLM generates a response. Then we added memory, which allowed our AI to remember previous conversations. Now we are going to add the next important capability of an AI agent, tools. Before we write code, let's understand why tools are needed. Imagine we have a basic AI assistant without any tools. The user asks, "Hey, what is the weather today?" The LLM receives this question and tries to answer. But the LLM responds, "I don't know the current weather because I don't have access to real-time weather data." And this is the limitation of a normal LLM. It can understand your question, it can generate a response, but it cannot access external information or perform actions by itself. Now let's improve our AI assistant by adding a weather tool. This tool is connected to a weather service that provides real-time information. Now when the user asks the same question, "Hey, what is the weather today?" the LLM understands the request. It knows that weather information is required, but instead of guessing, it decides to use the weather tool. The tool gets the latest weather data, it sends the information back to the LLM, and now the AI can provide the correct answer. This is the power of tools. The LLM is the brain. The tool is the ability. The LLM decides what needs to happen, and the tool performs the actual task. Now with tools, the flow becomes user, memory, LLM, tool if needed, LLM response. Now the AI can understand, remember, and take actions. Now let's update our existing code. We will keep the same structure from the previous videos. We already have our OpenAI connection. We already have our memory. Now we create our first tool. For this example, we create a calculator tool. We create a normal Python function called calculator. This function receives a mathematical expression, for example, 250 multiplied by 4. The function performs the calculation and returns the result. So the AI does not calculate itself. It asks the tool to do the job. Now comes the important part. We need to tell the LLM that this tool exists, so we add a tool section while calling the model. Inside this tool section, we provide information about our calculator. We tell the model the tool name, we explain what the tool does, and we define what input the tool requires. Now we update our call LLM function. First, we store the user message in memory. This keeps our conversation history. Then we send 3 things to the LLM. First, the model. Second, our conversation history. And third, the tools that are available. Now the LLM receives the full context. It knows what the user asked before, and it knows what actions it can perform. After the LLM receives the request, it decides what to do. If the question is simple, it gives a normal response. But if it needs a tool, it creates a tool request. For example, the user asks, "What is 250 multiplied by 4?" The LLM understands that this requires calculation. So instead of answering directly, it says, "I need to use the calculator tool." Our Python code checks if the model requested a tool. If a tool request exists, we find which tool the AI wants to use. Now our Python program runs that tool. The calculator receives the expression. It performs the calculation and returns the result. But the process is not finished yet. The LLM still needs to know the tool result, so we send the calculator output back to the model. Now the LLM has everything it needs. It has the original question, it has the conversation history, and it has the tool result. Finally, the LLM creates the final response. Now our AI application has evolved. Before it could only answer. Then it learned to remember. Now it can use tools. This is the foundation of real AI agents. In the next video, we will combine these concepts and build a complete AI agent workflow. Like, share, and subscribe for more AI and coding tutorials. See you in the